Good afternoon. This is my update for Friday the 28th of May, and as this half term comes to a close, it's good to reflect on things which have gone really well. The first of those being that we haven't had any COVID-19 cases over the last term, which is brilliant because it means that no pupils have had to go home and self-isolate, which maximises the learning for all. The other good thing was the lifting of restrictions on face masks, which has just made teaching easier. It's easier for the pupils to get their points across and for teachers to understand them, and it's just far more enjoyable within the classroom, and I speak from personal experience there. Over the half term, we'd like pupils to continue with their lateral flow testing, and with this half term, the Monday and Tuesday is inset days, so it would be great if pupils could test on one of those 2 days prior to coming back into school, because if there is a rise in infections, then obviously we don't want that being brought back into school. All pupils should have kits at home, and if they are missing, then please make sure that after half term that pupils do pick up a kit from their pastoral support advisor. The other thing to celebrate is Year 11 and Year 13 leaving. They've done remarkably well over the last year. They've had to put up with things which other years just haven't had to do. They've had to put up with remote learning for a long period of time. They've had to put up with classes where it's all been teacher at the front and them sat in rows forward facing. They've also had to put up with a prolonged period of assessments. And I'm sure that come August, people will be saying about inflated grades, but I'm having none of that. The pupils here are going to get the grades that they deserve, and they should be proud of those grades because they've worked exceptionally hard, and I'm really, really proud of them as well myself. Next things to think about is going forward after half term, then we have 300 less pupils coming into school. So that allows us to change the start of the days and reduce the staggers somewhat. So we're going to have Year 10 coming in at 8:30 in the morning, Year 9 at 8:35, and Year 7, 8 and 12 in at 8:40. This will then allow all pupils to have a more normal tutor time, and those activities which go on throughout tutor time, the announcements which they receive, the diary checks, the equipment checks, which are all important for settling at the start of the day, they can now be maintained for all year groups, so that's really important for us. There's going to be no amendment to the times at the end of the day. Those staggers are going to continue. We are also changing the venues for a couple of year groups. So Year 7 are going to revert back to having the large atrium as their indoor venue and the tennis court as the outdoor venue for them. Year 9 are then going to have the drama theatre as their indoor venue, and they will continue having the field as their outdoor venue, which is brilliant for them. Earlier in the week, I sent out an amended calendar. Swindon Borough Council decided recently to change their school dates, primarily to bring them in line with other local authorities. And that's obviously caused a bit of an issue. And most schools now are changing or have changed to the new Swindon dates. And what that meant for us, we hadn't initially changed, but it has meant that parents had children at schools with 2 different holiday dates, and so that wasn't workable. So we have now changed our dates to come in line with other schools in Swindon. The calendar I sent out unfortunately did have slight error on it though, and that was because when we transposed it from one format to another, and the only change on that one is that the pupils' final day in 2022 is 19th of July, not Wednesday the 20th of July, as was displayed. So I will attach to my letter today an updated calendar for that, and it's also displayed on the school website. Finally, the weather is improving. I hope that people get the chance to have a really good break and get outside and meet up with friends and family. And I look forward to welcoming the pupils back after half term.